Welcome to Inside the Passion of the Professional, the podcast that goes beyond the job. We uncover real stories behind success, exploring the motivations, challenges, and what drives inspiring individuals from a variety of career fields. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you will be alerted when new episodes are available. Now here's your host, Ron Dillard. This podcast is sponsored by Watts Haven Consulting. Tonight's guest has over 30 years of experience as a radio personality and media professional. In fact, you can hear him weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 106.5 The Beat. If you're not in Richmond, simply download the iHeart app and click on 106.5 The Beat. He is a brand manager and a programming vice president at Odyssey, overseeing the company's strategic planning vision. He holds a bachelor in economics from the University of Richmond and an MBA in business administration from Strayer University, Ohio. He is the recipient of the Marconi Award for Media Market Personality of the Year, presented by the National Association of Broadcasters. He is the only Virginia radio personality and one of few black personalities to ever receive this award, placing him in an elite group alongside Steve Harvey, Erica Campbell, Ricky Smiley, Big Boy, and Tom Joyner. He grew up in Richmond's Highland Park neighborhood and is deeply connected to the local community, as he often uses his platform for community initiatives such as food distributions, toy drives, and promoting local Virginia hip-hop artists through a segment called For Locals Only. Inside the Passion of the Professional is proud to welcome Mike Street. Mike, thank you so much for
That was amazing, man.
I appreciate it. I'm trying,
I was like, wow.
Okay.
I can't wait to meet that guy.
Well, I mean, one of the things I want to do with this is that to celebrate professionals who've been doing it, to do anything for 10, 20, 30 years is something. And also, you're in a business where it's been ever changing.
Yeah.
And there are different demands and you've had to shift in the business with the way the culture shifts. Mm-hmm. But you still lasted, Yeah. And one of the questions now I do believe that we want to start at the beginning, but the question
can I thank you first for having me here, Mr.
No,
Dillard?
absolutely.
You did that for me. I have to at least to thank you for letting me be a part of your program, sir.
No, I'm happy. Like, we're elated to have. When you said yes, I was very, very excited about it because I've often had questions, and I have to thank you because you were the only person to allow me to come on and talk about when I was doing my plays.
Right.
So I really, really appreciate that.
You from here, man.
So yeah. So now, but one of the questions is that, in radio, people, they have their starting ground of where they started, and different times people different move. Like, for example, T.G. Torres, she went to Hot 97, very famously. But you have remained here in Richmond.
Yes.
Why?
Two reasons. Primarily, my family's here.
Okay.
And I have family responsibilities, so that's first. So anything that I had to do professionally was based decision-wise on the accessibility of helping my family.
Okay.
Second, I'm stubborn. I like it here. It's like the stuff that y'all want me to do, mm-hmm. Work-wise, mm-hmm. How come I can't do it from here?
Okay.
And, a lot of times the answer to that question would be, well, we need you here. And it's like, okay, cool. Why? Mm-hmm. And then, once the pandemic hit, it made it even more difficult for them to answer those questions.
Absolutely.
So I can do whatever it is you need done from here. And if I do have to be present mm-hmm. for a day or two, fine. That's a flight. That's a car ride. Mm-hmm. That's whatever. But 6 days out of the week, I could be here in Richmond.
Absolutely.
I could keep doing my Richmond thing
mm-hmm.
and just have influence outside of Richmond.
Mm-hmm. Now, we found out that you grew up, here in Richmond. That's where you were born. Mm-hmm. How did your childhood shape who you are as a man today, or did that development come later?
Well, it's always ever changing as far as what influenced you in your development. Mm-hmm. But answering your first question, it's just, back in the 70s in Highland Park, it's just competitive. Mm-hmm. That was when everybody would be outside. You'd either be racing, you'd be playing sports, who had the best grades, mm-hmm. Who's better at Atari or whatever the video game was. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It was just competitive. You had more interpersonal relationships.
Yes.
And because of that, it made you more competitive. It was direct competition. You weren't competing with somebody that you didn't see or didn't know. You were competitive with somebody whose nuances you were aware of and who knew your strengths and weaknesses. And that actually makes it a more difficult task.
And I know you always challenge, I think, your listeners and even people to think.
Yeah.
You know, and I have a high admiration for that because there are a lot of times people are so quick to judge. I've often said sometimes if you're in a parade and someone says he hates America, a lot of times people just going to turn on you without anything else.
Right.
Instead of somebody saying, stop, Bull, stop. Do you hate America?
Right.
You know,
I'm here for the answers.
you know.
You give me the question, I'll spit out an answer.
Now, if you had to use 5 words to describe yourself,
Ooh.
what would they be?
That's a good question, Mr. Dillard. 5. Okay. Stubborn.
Okay.
Intentional. Competitive.
Okay.
Funny to me.
Okay.
One more. Oblivious.
Okay. Okay. Now, you were featured in El Bravado's documentary, The Soul R&B Radio Legends of Central Virginia.
That's my big brother.
Now, tell me about who you looked up to in radio growing up, and how did you transition to radio? And is that something that you wanted to do rather than being a doctor, rather than sports, or Ben Affleck like The Town? You know, let's case a bank.
Okay, we can start with El Bravador.
Sure.
Let's start with him. Back then, TV options were limited.
Okay.
You could take your radio with you wherever you went.
Oh yeah.
You had your boom box, you had your Walkman or whatever. El Bravador and DJ MC Fresh, they had the first mix show that I listened to.
Okay.
Back in the day. And I was like, I like what they do. You know, it was cool. It was when this was literally when rap started.
Okay.
This was mid 80s or when it started taking hold. Not when it started, but when we started receiving it for what it was. And the music was different. It caught my attention. It resonated with me. And they were the people providing it. So I was like, I have to do this. And it wasn't just being on the radio. It's just, the way I got into it is I wanted people to hear the songs that I liked.
Okay.
You know, like you ever been with your peer group and you say, yo, have y'all heard this?
It's hard for mine because they don't really like what I like. I know what you mean.
Yeah, like it's like something that you like. You're like, ooh, have y'all heard this?
Like right now, I will get in front of anybody and play that new T.I. record. You know, because it's
the one that Pharrell produced.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
it got a hold of me.
Okay,
You know,
so that same feeling,
Yeah.
that's how I was with a lot of the music. They'd play the music, and I'd be like, did y'all hear that? And then it would be like, and then I'd started mixing.
Yes.
So I wanted people to hear my mixes. And, you know, from the house back then, you know, there was no internet. You weren't sharing files.
Oh, no.
So the only way that anybody would ever hear it is if you did a party.
Correct.
Or if you were on the radio. You can't get parties if you weren't that guy, and I was not that guy. But I did get the opportunity to get onto the radio.
Okay.
And I was good from that point on.
Very nice. Now, talk to me about your experience at the University of Richmond on WDCE.
That's a perfect lead-in. The opportunity that I just mentioned was at WDCE.
Okay.
It was 1989. It was Black History Month. The general manager of the radio station then, he came into a meeting of the Black Student Union.
Okay.
I was hey, it's Black History Month. Any of you guys want to do a radio show this month?
Nice.
And I was like, right here.
Okay.
Right here. Because I had my turntables and my stuff in my dorm room. So I did the show, and I was like, hey, man, thank you. That was really cool.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah. He was like, well, if we get an opening, would you want to do it more often? I was like, hell yeah. Let's go. And
Okay.
it turned into a recurring thing, and eventually I ended up with a show.
Now, I want to stop there because what I'm hearing, even though you were doing something you liked, you were also preparing yourself, whether you were realizing it or not.
Yeah, like I needed, like at the University of Richmond, even to this day, but it was amplified back then. I was out of my element.
Okay.
I mean, I went to Kennedy. I graduated from John F. Kennedy High School. It's 99% black, with the exception of 2 or 3 non-blacks that lived up the street.
Correct.
Then I go to the University of Richmond. At the time, I forget the percentage, but the number of black people, excluding the athletes at the time, might have been around 20-something.
Okay.
Or 30 people,
Okay.
somewhere in there. And it was thousands of people on campus. So it was like I was not used to that.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to find comfort in those people and comfort in something that I love, which was the music thing. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, let me do this. And it turned into something.
Did you find that you had to do a balance of, okay, all right, I want to introduce you to this music, but I also need to make sure I have a handful of this music to play? Or did you just, when in your slot, you just played what you wanted to play?
Oh, no, I was selfish, brother.
Okay. Oh, okay.
On that show, it was just all of the music that I liked.
You're going to listen to this.
Right.
Okay.
It's like, if you don't want to listen, that's fine. I'm giving you the but to be fair, a lot of the music that I liked also included the music that was hot at the time.
Absolutely.
So it was like, it was a good mix of what was hot and then stuff that people may not have heard that I went to the store to buy.
Okay.
That, wasn't on the radio or might have been the B-side of what was on the radio at the time.
Have you ever been experienced to music that wasn't on the radio that you started to become a fan of? For example, when I saw the movie Red Dragon, there was this instrumental piece that just got me to the point, and I don't particularly go to the opera, but I started to understand operatic music and the sounds when someone is fighting, someone's dying, somebody's in love, or something's going to happen. And and through movies, I've had this infatuation with all different kinds of music, and that's how I was exposed to that. Did the same thing happen with you, or has it been just a couple of different genres that you normally like or hold on to?
Well, back then, the only way that you came across music, radio, video shows.
Yes.
But you have to remember back then they were specific. MTV played the rock stuff, the very poppy stuff. But a music that I did discover at the University of Richmond, they had a huge jazz collection.
Really?
Huge, because they had jazz shows on that station.
Okay.
They had a huge rock collection as well. So, you just sitting around, you go through and you pick up, okay, cool. Okay, cool. And then what doubled down on it was that's what people started sampling.
Yes.
And you'd be like, wait a minute, I heard that somewhere before.
Definitely.
Or you look at the credits, and sometimes it'll say, it'll tell you what record it came from.
Yes.
And you'd be like, wait a minute, that's in the back. And you go look and be like, oh, okay. So yeah, it my eyes were open to different music just from being in that station.
Absolutely. Okay, so now, so how do you go from your college journey into now basically getting into working for a radio station? How does that happen?
Well, the station had 100 watts. Excuse me.
Okay.
It was a 100-watt station. You could pick it up whichever way the wind blowed.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Oh, you said 100 watts.
100, like the coverage area was small.
Okay.
The energy that it puts off, the wattage.
Okay.
So the signal didn't travel too far. Some days if sunny, clear, it'll travel further. But me and some of the other guys were like, yo, we should be doing this on a bigger stick, on a bigger commercial, on a commercial platform. Because we want people to hear what we're doing. We thinking we cool, And after a while, we had that I had that opportunity. A guy named Stress, he was working at WCDX.
Okay.
And he introduced me to the programmer back then, program director, who was Aaron Maxwell.
Okay.
We chopped it up. I ended up doing the 5 o'clock mix that turned into Friday night mix show and a Saturday night mix show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you still get nervous?
What's like in general?
Do you still get nervous before you about to go on the air?
Oh no,
Or
no.
Okay, you don't. Okay, all right, okay.
No, I don't. Before I go on the air, before I used to get nervous,
Okay.
but then I realized I'm like, yo, this is just a conversation between me and whoever's listening,
Yes.
and just like I'm talking to you,
Mm-hmm.
that's how I want this interaction to be
Yes.
over the air.
Yes.
So if I mess up a word, if I mispronounce a word, if I use the wrong tense, I'm cool with it.
That's one of the biggest joys I have is I have an older brother. We're not close, but one of the gifts he gave me was when he was the sergeant major of the battalion in high school.
Mhm.
He stood up in front of the Christmas parade in front of that battalion, and he went off like you wouldn't believe. He was so free, and I'm sitting there like, how is he doing that? Is he crazy? You can't get in front of these people and do that. And of course, I want to be an actor, right? So,
Right.
so it wasn't until I directed my first play at Richard Bland College, where I was directing and I was the lead, that I walked on the stage and I had no fear. I developed this, and they say that at a funeral, more people want to be in the casket than delivering the obituary. So to free people from that fear, even if you never get up in front of anybody, that fear of getting up in front of people it can be a destroyer. I like to liberate people from that. So I like to hear that you.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you get to the point. It's like, all right, so if I mess up, what's gonna happen?
Exactly. Like, here's the thing. Here's your biggest fear. You say, nobody wants to do that.
Right.
But it's not what happens, but how you recover.
Yeah.
That's so important. I hope everybody got that one, because truly, that was a gem. Now, who has been your favorite interviewee or your top 5?
Oh gosh.
Now, I don't want to mess up any relationships, so we can go right past that question if you need
No,
to.
you know what, man? And I'm going to say this because I questions like that I wish I'd known before so I could think about it.
Understood.
Because the cool part is the thing that I'm going to take from radio
Yes.
has been the opportunity to meet so many different people and different types of people.
Okay.
And when you say my favorite, not necessarily the content or the person,
Understood.
but the interaction.
Yes.
Oh, I'll give you the low-hanging fruit first.
Okay.
When during the campaign run, when they were trying to get Barack Obama elected,
Yes.
he was very readily available to do radio interviews.
Okay.
So interviewing him and his wife a couple of days before Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And saying, so what are y'all going to do for Valentine's Day? That was cool.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, oh, y'all just going to go eat?
Yeah.
That's all?
Yeah.
That's what presidents do.
There has to be more.
Right. Let me think. This is going to sound weird, especially now, but interviewing Puffy
Okay.
back in the day,
Yeah.
just to see the circus
Yeah.
that surrounded everything that went into his being in that moment.
It doesn't sound weird, because here's the thing. It's very difficult now when you think about people that, like, for me, when I think about what Cosby did, when I think about what Diddy did, when you think about the fact that he gave the energy to Andre Harrell that he wanted, and what he was able to accomplish, it's just unfortunate the things that happened after that. So I don't think it's weird, because at the time, what he'd accomplished, it was admirable.
Right.
So, yeah.
Let's see who else. Trying to think. You know what, man? I'd have to go through the archives, but
That's totally cool. That's totally cool and fair. I do want to know, what would you say are your keys to being so successful for so long in radio? You know,
Paying attention to the slight changes as they happen, being in tune with the consumer, recognizing what it is that they like about what you do and what they don't like, recognizing the strengths of alternatives and what those alternatives provide and what you can learn from that. Information, specifically all of those variables that are necessary
okay,
in keeping people's attention,
okay,
or at least making people stop by.
yes,
That paying attention to all of that regularly, daily monitoring, that is what I think helps with the evolution,
yes,
because media is forever evolving.
mm-hmm.
So those are probably the major things, the major contributors
Okay,
to being able to stick around so long. And like I said, I'm stubborn, man.
okay. Now, for a long time, when you sign off, the last thing you say is, and here's my imitation of it, love you.
Yes.
Is that to a particular person, or is that to the audience that listens to you, or is that all encompassing?
It's for everybody.
Okay.
I remember writing it down the first time and saying it.
Okay.
And what's funny is the first time I said it, my good brother Zulu, the Big Lip Bandit, was in the studio, and he's just looking at me while I'm trying to say it, and it felt weird. You know what I mean? Going through the whole thing, because he's just looking at me, and I'm like, because it was the first time.
Yeah.
And I don't want to mess it up. I knew what I wanted to say. I didn't know how it would be received. And then I think it probably took a good month before it rolled naturally.
Okay.
But it's basically it make a great T-shirt.
It's not a bad idea. Talk to me. What are you passionate about outside of your profession?
Ooh. I'm gonna tell you why that's a weird question. Well, why that's
There's no weird. There's
Well,
no
you know
strange.
what?
It's your preference.
No,
Unless you're locking somebody in the basement.
let me explain it this way.
Okay.
In order to make what I do more palatable, more accessible, and to live what it is I do, it actually interweaves with my non-radio stuff.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, so say, for instance, people hear me on the air, but I'll stop by to talk to Mr. Dillard. I'll stop by somebody's art exhibit. I'll stop by somebody's concert. I'll stop by somebody's performance. You know, I'll stop by a school.
Definitely.
Talk to the kids.
Yes.
And that's outside of the show, but it's part of radio, because basically what you hear on the radio is the truth. You know, is what I have going on. I'm just sharing, just like I said, it's a conversation. If we sitting in the barber chairs, hey, what you do today?
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So like yesterday, on today's show, or on yesterday's show, it's like, hey, excuse me today, you know, my back is killing me, my sciatic nerve. I fell on the ice last week just like everybody else did. Don't act like I'm the only one who slipped last week.
Exactly.
My body just reacted different. So, you know, like, that's outside, but I share it. It gives me content. It makes the whole experience more relatable. Because I don't know one person who walked out of the house last week that either didn't fall or almost fell to the point where they saw Jesus.
This is why I stayed in the house the whole week. So, fortunately, I was able to do that. But yeah.
But you know what I mean? It's so all of it is tied together. The radio is just where I share it.
Okay.
The radio is my barbershop. The radio is this conversation that you and I are having.
Definitely.
So, but everything outside of it, I just have passion for. I'm a Virginia fan.
Yes. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
When I go, like, perfect example, when I went and won the when we won the Marconi for Station of the Year.
Yes.
I had my 804 shirt. Everybody else in there had on their suit and their button up.
Mm-hmm.
I had on my suit, and under it, I had on my blazer.
Yeah.
And under the blazer, it was an 804 T-shirt.
Absolutely. Representing.
Yeah, and not only that, is like it was our award.
Yes. Yes.
You know, like, it's like, nah, this for us.
Definitely.
And so it's like I'm just a big Virginia fan.
Okay. And now tell me, how do you prepare for your interviews?
I don't.
Okay.
I think that a lot of times, depending on the purpose of the interview.
Understood,
Like if, say,
understood.
for instance, if I were interviewing you and you had a specific point
Yes.
that you wanted to I'll do a little bit of interview to come up with questions I'm throwing you alley-oops.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
know exactly
Because
what
I
you mean.
want you to get that point off.
Yes.
But if it's somebody that is just there to kick it, you know, just hey, like I give you a perfect example. Somebody's here for a comedy show.
Yes.
Okay, I usually start with, hey, let's get the business out of the way first. You're gonna be at such and such on this day. People can get their tickets how?
Yes.
Okay, cool. How you doing, man?
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I want it to be a regular conversation.
Absolutely.
Because what happens is a lot of times, especially these days, people in interactions, especially notable personalities, they're very guarded because folks are trying to get that viral moment.
Trying to get that tea.
They
They're
right.
trying to get that tea. Yeah.
And the reality is like you will get a viral moment if you just keep it a buck. If you just honest with your question, either you're going to get it or you're not. But at least you're going to get honest answers. And the more disarmed that person becomes and the more interpersonal the conversation becomes, it can be more intimate.
Yes.
You know, I'll give you an example. What was the guy's name? Bryson Tiller.
Okay.
He was not a fan of interviews.
Okay.
And I knew that. And they told me like, he doesn't really like interviews. Okay, well, cool. Y'all have him in this room. We're going to talk. And what I did know about him was he was a father. He had a daughter.
Okay.
So the first question was, hey, man, how's your daughter? And then we were cool.
See, and I love that because the inspiration from this show is no doubt is inside the actor studio. To me, two of the best interviewers for me is James Lipton and Charlie Rose.
Okay.
And I like how he was never looking for a gotcha moment. It was like, I'll ask the question, we either go there or we won't.
Yeah.
But he wanted people to feel comfortable. And
That's it.
And one of the reasons, total transparency, I'm doing this show is because of my lack of success. Because of my lack of success, because for me and for people that know me, I had certain goals.
Okay.
Hit them or don't. I want to be a showrunner. Had a meeting with stars. Got 3 meetings with stars. The best compliment I ever got, Ronald, I have never seen anybody come in here and give me 4 seasons worth of story. Most people don't know how most people don't know how their episode, the next episode,
Right.
goes. So I done the work, but I studied Shonda Rhimes, I studied J.J. Abrams, I studied
So wait, let's go on.
Carter,
Let's
yeah.
go back.
Okay.
And I like how you qualified it and quantified what you said. You didn't feel like you were successful.
Correct. To my
So,
standard.
but
Correct.
you're basing it on your expectations.
I'm based on the fact of achieving the goal of getting the green light because because after I got older, it went far succeeding just acting. Because I realized I'm going to act no matter what happens. I'll write something and film it on the weekend. It's no problem.
Right.
But now to create jobs, to create a story that goes on for 6 or 8 seasons, that really appeals to me.
Okay, so what are we going to do about that?
I take every opportunity I get.
Give me the cards.
Okay, I take every opportunity I get. But if the opportunity comes up, I stay ready. For example, I've had some actors who I could possibly get meetings with, and I found a way to, like, for example, my 4 shows that I have for the right actor who likes storytelling, they could do what Mark Wahlberg did. Now we all know Mark Wahlberg's an actor, right?
Right.
But in Ballers, you never saw him in that.
Right. He was he's also a producer and a writer.
Correct. And Boardwalk Empire, he never shows up, executive producer. So, providing jobs and then also telling great stories. So, but the point I even brought that up, because it's not about me, is that comes with a certain type of energy. A lot of times that's negative.
Mhm.
I want to take that energy to be positive.
Right.
And I want to celebrate people who had a dream and accomplished it.
Right.
Because I have a high respect for it and I wanted to celebrate it. And since you're always talking to people, because I was sitting back wondering certain things about you, and I was like, well, let me just ask them.
Yeah.
You know?
And you know what's funny?
Mhm.
Especially these days, most of us are really accessible.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
like, and when I say I mean you, me, the people filming, they're
Absolutely.
accessible.
Absolutely.
So if you want to know the answer,
Yes.
you can ask it.
Yeah, you can.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like, I'm just glad that you took the opportunity to reach out and ask.
I always did because you just never know. You know, because I was thinking maybe he would, maybe he won't, but I won't know until I ask.
Right.
And then just like for anybody, one of the things about this, not only to celebrate you, but also if you have somebody who's going back and forth for transition, what do I want to do?
Mhm.
They get inspired for you to understand what the work is going to take to do it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's important. This presentation of Inside the Passion of the Professional is sponsored by Ron Winston Entertainment's new catalog release of theatrical productions, short and feature films. Now available on YouTube TV, Ron Winston Entertainment delivers hard-hitting stories that provoke thought, spark conversation, and hopefully inspire. Just type in Ron Winston and look for the RWE logo. The plays and films are available to you for your viewing pleasure absolutely free. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Please note, When We Pray on Them is available exclusively on Tubi.
You know, I will say this, and this is just not for me. This is for people that I looked up to.
Yes.
For people, my peer group, for people that I look across and can see that they've achieved their goals.
Yes.
Even if not fully, but just to some level. It's two things. The sacrifice that's involved, you have to prioritize stuff.
Yes.
It's like, I love to party,
Oh, yeah.
but it's not conducive to me reaching my goals right now. So I have to sacrifice that. And to a certain extent, you have to be delusional.
Okay.
You absolutely, like, you have to be able to look somebody in the face and be like, nah, like, I'm that guy. Even if you haven't proved it.
No, I understood.
It's like, nah, like, I really am. And, you know, like, they'll look at you weird and say, oh, okay, that's an ego trip. It's like, no, I am. And I need to be in this mindset in order to even approach my goals.
Definitely.
If you can't convince yourself that you're that person that you need to be, then you're relying solely on luck.
You are, but I also think there's another component to that. The part for me is due diligence. For example, one of the best favors I ever did myself was studying Ridley Scott.
Okay.
And coming up with shooting with multiple cameras and understanding that you're the director, you better know. And then you need to know who to listen to.
Yes.
You need to know if this, because some people give you advice, you know, you should do this. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Oh, man, thank you.
That was really good. I can't do it. And you need to know why. If you don't know why, you'll be led all over the place. But you need to know when you hear the good advice, when you hear the bad advice, and then you need to be ready. And having that due diligence has not only given me the confidence, because I studied Bruckheimer, I studied Shonda Rhimes, I studied Gary Oldman. Like, when I was in my 20s, I wanted to be Samuel Jackson. In 30s, I wanted to be Denzel Washington. Now, in my age now, I want to be Gary Oldman. I want to shift and transform. So you do have to have that confidence.
You prefer to be the guy, like they said, I don't want to be the rapper. I want to be the rapper's manager. I want to be the producer, maybe, that doesn't step in front of the microphone. I want to be a part of the process, but I don't want all of the headaches that go along necessarily with that. I will do a walk-on role.
I'll take I'll take it any way I get it. If you want me to act cool, I'll do that. But also I can be behind the scenes. Like in my next role, I had to go out to LA to get prosthetics done.
Okay.
So I should be totally unrecognizable in this one. Hopefully I will.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to it.
Well, what is this we have going on?
So it's called Meet Desmond.
Okay.
And that's my next film I'm doing. And to be transparent, unfortunately, when I got married in 2004, the flower girl, who was 23 at the time, unfortunately, she took her life in 23. And coincidentally, we talked about writing a film about suicide.
Okay.
And that never came to fruition. So this film is going to be for people to encourage to fight for your life. And if you don't have anybody you feel like is in your corner that cares about you, there are numbers you can call.
Yes.
Because here's the thing, you just never know how it's going to turn around. Because I'm not going to act like life is easy and it's simple and everything's right. But if for some reason you feel like, the whole world is on your head, don't give up, because you just never know how it's going to turn around. And that's what I'm hoping to accomplish with this film.
Okay. We're looking forward to it. I'm going to hold you to some dates. When are we getting something?
Well, we're going to finish shooting it by the 28th of February, and I'm looking to have a friends and family screening probably if not in June, probably I'll have it in September.
Okay, so this is the camera. All right, so we're looking at September. All right, if we don't get September or October, it's a problem.
There will be no problem because, like I said, not only can I execute, I deliver. So, so I'll definitely have that. So now, please tell me, when you won that particular award, you were talking about wearing your shirt. What was that moment like for you?
All right, well, it was different occasions.
Okay.
The first award snuck up on me.
Okay.
That was it's sad that I can't remember the years. I want to say 2020.
The one was 2019.
Okay, 2019.
Mm-hmm.
That was the medium market personality of the year.
Okay.
That means out of everybody in medium sized markets, regardless of the format, rock, rap, country, sports talk.
Nice.
I got nominated that year.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting there when I won. It was like, oh, but I got even more delusional. I was like, oh, I'm supposed to win all the awards now. And then the station, 106.5 The Beat,
mm-hmm.
got nominated 3 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So the first year I got nominated, I'm sitting in the audience, and when they do the winner is,
oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm already halfway out my seat.
Yeah, because I know.
And it was like, no. I was like, ooh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You do the little.
Well, you got to do the clap, yeah.
Yeah, good work.
Yeah. So happy for
and
you.
everybody, hey, we're going to get drinks. You want to? No, I don't want to go.
Mm-hmm.
I just lost.
Yeah.
I'm delusional.
Yeah.
I came
to win.
I can't accept the fact that y'all would vote for somebody else over my team. All right, so then the next year we got nominated for it. I say, you know what? They're making up for last year.
Mm-hmm.
Same output, but you know what? I handled it better.
Okay.
And then 2024,
mm-hmm.
I'm sitting at the table. I didn't pay attention to like all of these other amazing stations in the country.
Yes.
And this, by the way, the award I'm talking about is the Marconi for the best urban station in the country.
Yes.
So it's year 3, and I realized, no, it's stations in Atlanta, in New York, in D.C., in Philly, in L.A., in Miami that are perennially nominated and don't win.
Mm-hmm.
And here I am in Richmond. So I lowered my expectations once I did the research.
Okay.
And then when they finally called it, it was like, ooh. Now, I had my speech ready.
Oh, yeah.
They was out the door when I got up there on the stage. I'm sitting there with the award, and I'm thanking the team. I know I got to thank the team. It's a team. I got to shout out the 804.
Oh, yeah.
And then I told everybody, then I went into the realness.
Yes.
Because I might not get there again. I said, hey, just so y'all know, I understand how it feels not to get your name called.
Yeah.
So this is the 3rd year. I know some of y'all have been here longer, and you're nominated. I said, so people who win, let's just show a little bit of grace to the people who didn't win. I'm not telling you to curb your excitement, but do understand there's a room full of people who didn't win.
Correct.
And I said, people who didn't win, be mad about it.
Yeah.
All right? Figure out what you're going to do next year.
Okay.
How are you going to get up here next year?
Mm-hmm.
I said, the only reason I'm not going to win this one next year is because you can't win back-to-back years. Yeah. If you win, you can't be nominated.
Really?
Right. So I said, but that means I'm giving y'all 1 year to win, because the year after that, I'm coming back.
I'm putting you on notice.
Yeah, it's like, go ahead, get your win in.
The competitiveness, like you have to love that. Now, what is involved in your role as the VP for Odyssey?
That's a great question. It's almost a hyper extended role of what we do. Like I'm the brand manager in Richmond for 106.5 The Beat, and the brand manager for WPGC in DC.
Okay.
So basically, what that is I'm responsible for all of the stuff that goes over the air.
Okay.
The songs, the music selection, the personalities.
Yes.
The stuff that goes between the songs,
Mm-hmm.
the promotions, the relationships outside of the building,
Okay.
like coming to talk to you, going to the schools, like I was saying earlier, going to the different things to bring back into the station to make the station more community oriented. Because
Absolutely.
what people forget is the station is there for the community more than it's there for entertainment.
Okay.
They just think, oh, I just listen to music. It's like, nah, like local government, they have something going on, they can come to the station. Nonprofit organizations, they can come and say, hey, can you mention this? Yes, it's free. We're here for community service.
Yes.
Then there are the people who trying to sell something. We have salespeople would be more than happy to sell you airtime. So I do that locally and in DC, and I'm also the VP, which means I lend a hand to the different urban stations.
Yes.
And products around the country. So, if somebody say, hey, we're having a problem with this, can you help? Yes.
Yes.
Hey, do you have an idea that you want to share for this? Yes. And I'm the liaison between the urban stations and the actual VP of programming.
Yes.
Because, since there's so many genres, they can't pay attention to each one. So they'll come to me.
Okay.
And say, hey, everything good with your part of the world?
Yes.
If not, what can we do? And I report to them.
Okay.
And it's a what people might not realize is radio is a 24/7 job because the radio never goes off.
That's correct. That's all. My next question would be: what is the biggest misconception of what you do or work?
Personally, people think I only work 2 to 6.
Yeah.
Because the average person only knows me as being on the radio.
Correct.
They don't know what I do outside of that.
Yes.
So, when they ask, hey, what are you doing? I'm working. No, like before 2 o'clock.
Yeah. What you mean?
Working.
Yeah.
Like
you get to sleep in, and then you get to leave work early. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, and that's how they feel. And it's like, no, like I get up, like my day usually starts 6 or 7 a.m. and I get up and I listen to the morning show in DC.
All right.
To help critique them.
Definitely.
I return phone calls, emails, set up promotions, make visits to different places. Like, Black History Month, a bunch of school visits are coming up. Then I do my show. So then my show is from 2 to 6. Sometimes I have to pre-record maybe like the mixes and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But then there are other things that I might have to do, like say somebody's having an art opening and they're like, hey, would you stop by? Absolutely. The food drive, stop by. Absolutely. So, and then I have to prepare for the following day.
Definitely.
So let's say I get home back, at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Cool. I got to put the music in for the next day.
Definitely.
And then go through it, make sure everything's straight in DC, make sure everything's straight in Richmond, make sure nobody needed anything immediately from anywhere else. And if they did, prepare to get them that answer in a timely manner before I can go to bed. So I could, on an average day, I say I work from 7 p.m. to probably 1 or 2 a.m.
Okay.
I mean 7 a.m. to 1 or 2 a.m.
Okay. And how meetings? Like, do you have to have a meeting before your show happens, or is there any like kind of production meeting like say noon or something like that?
Oh, for my show?
Yes.
Oh no.
Okay.
My show at this point has turned into something that I can just do. Like the only preparation that I have to do is to make sure that I'm up on what's going on in the area and what's going on in the world.
Correct. Okay.
To include in the show.
Okay.
And yeah, that is not difficult if you're always out and about.
No, absolutely, because then you keep your ear to the street.
Yeah.
Now, question I gotta ask. I'm sorry. Is Mike Street a moniker, or your name is Mike Street? Your last name is Street. Now, you don't have to tell me if it's a different one. I just want to know if it's a moniker.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
People ask me this all the time.
Okay.
My government name is not Mike Street.
Okay. Cool.
My government name is Michael Street.
Okay. All right. So there we go.
There you
Because
go.
I was wondering about that. I was like, should I ask that question? I was like, well, I do want to know.
No,
All right.
it's that's
You know.
yeah, that's what it is.
All right. So now, what are your professional and personal pet peeves?
I used to be guilty of this,
Okay.
and now it bothers me. I actually was guilty of it today. Wasting people's time. And when I say wasting, that means throwing them off a schedule.
Okay.
Like, just so everybody knows, I was supposed to be here at 11. I got here at 11:05, and the whole time over here bothered me because I dislike.
I'm the same way.
I
I'm the same-
totally
I'm the same
dislike
way.
it. But I not that I wanted an excuse from you, but that reality, I could not find a hat that matched this hoodie. And I needed a haircut. And I was like, you know what? Mr. Dillard is going to get this untamed hair today. And that's all. I was like, you know what? I'm going as is. I don't have a stylist.
It's like I say, it's okay, but I'm the same way. I don't like not being on time.
Right.
It's really important. It's really important to me. So I appreciate that, and I do understand. But I definitely appreciate it. But I'm the same way. I don't like being.
Yeah.
I love being on time.
That's why, like, when I hit you up, I said I'm 15 minutes out. Yeah. I knew I was 7 minutes out.
Okay.
So it was almost me playing the mind games, like, he's expecting me in 15. I'm going to show up at 7.
Like, oh, my God, yeah, he's here.
So he's here.
Listen, like, play those mind games, they work. Because
yeah, and I was getting ready to say, remember that. If you're going to be late, let them know you're going to be even later than you are and show up earlier for your tardiness.
Yes.
So.
Under promise and over deliver.
There you go.
Johnson said that. Now, what is is there a dream situation, an assistance partnership, or here's what I mean. My dream situation is HBO says, hey, Ron, we want to greenlight all 4 of your shows. I'm going to be a showrunner. Mm-hmm. So it would be working with either a production company or working with a network. That's my dream situation. Do you have a dream situation of something that you would like to do, saying like, replacing Howard Stern on Sirius or something like that? Does that exist for you?
Somebody asked me that recently.
Okay.
And the sad part is I don't.
Okay.
But I need one.
Okay.
My superpower is getting other people who do have that in a position to accomplish it.
Okay.
Even if it's not me helping personally, it's me saying, hey, I know a guy, or I know this lady, or I know this group of people, and connecting them.
Very, very generous of you. I just say that's very generous of you. Because there unfortunately, I have seen the other side of that.
Right.
And so I have an appreciation for that.
Let's see what it is. You want, in life, you need allies.
You do.
Like I tell people, like, say if it's somebody I helped get a gig.
Yes.
I tell them, I say, no, I'm not doing it because I like you. I'm doing it because one day they might fire me. I might have to come to you and ask for a job. So I need people I know as bosses.
Listen, transparency is key. Transparency is key.
Like when you see somebody who you know that's putting forth an honest effort.
Yes.
That's hardworking. Not everybody has access to the same resources.
That's correct.
If you have accesses to resources, why not share it? Mm-hmm. It doesn't take from your plate. If anything, it extends your level of influence.
Exactly. Like for me, all I care about is being a good project. I don't care about if I have to direct it, write it, produce it, act it, because I can do all 4, and I'm very good. But at the same time, I'm not where you need me because I'm there to serve.
Right.
Because I know what it's like to be on a set, or because when I'm on my set, it's about my mission and my men and getting the project. I want, if they have a good time and they're like, oh, the time flew by, I did my job.
Yes.
Now, so Mike Street, you go by Mike Street, and now you've come to go by Uncle Mikey. But there is another tag of yours, and that is of Sydney's dad.
Yes.
Please tell me how becoming a father changed your life.
You're less self-centered and you're more focused. Okay. Well, I can't speak for anybody else. I was.
Okay.
Like, I was already focused on being good at what I did. But then, it's almost like now you have to tighten up the seatbelt a little bit. It's not just for you. Because, at the end of the day, we'll let ourselves down a lot easier than we let down people that depend on us.
100%.
Especially if they're fully dependent on your success.
Yes.
So, it's like, okay, all right, so the timetable just moved. So, like for people who are just math people. So if I wanted to retire with $1 million, now I have to earn more than $1 million because I have to share my money with somebody else.
That is correct. Okay, that makes sense.
So that means that I have to figure out a way to be more efficient with my time, to be more purposeful with my activities and goals. And like I said, sometimes, you sacrifice the stuff, the lower hanging fruit.
Yes.
You just have, sorry, can't do that. Those are wants. Those weren't needs. The needs change and the wants move to the side.
As I listen to you talk, I consistently see discipline being a part of your life and being something necessary in order for you to accomplish your goals.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, talk to me about your community involvement, why you do it and why it's so important to you.
I got used to doing it,
Okay.
and I realized how important it was. Like, perfect example. They, like say, for instance, someone say, hey, come to a career day. I remember being at the schools when people came for career day. And it was like, oh, this is really cool. I get to go, They're not, like you go to the elementary school, they're not going to fully grasp career.
Yes.
They just think it's a place where grown-ups go.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I need to perpetuate that. It's like people took time out to do that for me.
Yes.
And what happens in a lot of these interactions, intended or not, something sticks when you have an exchange with people.
Yes.
Even the little people.
Absolutely.
It's like, well, they might not listen to the radio, they might not know your name, but it'll be that one kid that was like, wait a minute, you're on the station with Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
And it's like, thank you for listening. Oh my gosh.
Definitely.
It's like,
Yeah, no, it's
or if you want to use Sheriff Irving when she does her food distribution monthly. From time to time, I'm able to make it down there, and it's not about me. It's people who are showing up that need something.
Yes.
And there's this other group of people that's there to provide it, and even if it's not to provide the food, but to distribute it.
Definitely.
And it's like, that's dope.
It is.
I mean, it's like we all working on our heaven points, man.
Indeed.
We're working on our heaven point, and the cool part about it is it's purposeful. It has a meaning. It's one of the few things. Serving others is one of the few things that produces that feeling of you just feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
And it's not about you.
Correct.
Like, if you accomplish a goal, that's a personal goal, you feel great about it.
You do.
But serving others, especially for something that you believe in, produces a similar feeling, and the other people get something from it.
Absolutely. I love that. I love seeing that, because my grandmother, she ran a distribution in Petersburg, because that's where I'm from, where she fed. I think that distribution ran for probably about maybe 12 to 15 years. And
That's a lot of people.
She did.
Yeah.
She did. She had a partnership with the Vision Food Bank. She had a partnership with UCrop. She had a partnership with Pizza Hut. And I mean, she fed a lot of people in that community.
And I have to say this: if you can help feed people, feed them. Like when I help with the Feed More People,
Yes.
$1 can they're tapped in so that $1 turns to 4 meals.
Okay.
So if you think, like, if you spent $20 on food today, check my math on it. That's 80 meals that they could have provided for other people.
Correct.
So if you do the math like that, man, during the course of the year, imagine being able to say I helped provide over 10,000 meals for people who didn't have it.
Absolutely.
And that's not really a lot of money, or it could be you just getting the word out to people who do have money. So, like I said, it's one of those things that provides a good feeling, and it's a necessary thing.
No, and like, I definitely have to thank you for caring, because, like I said, in my travels, I've seen all different types. I've seen the generous types. I've seen the selfish types, and to me, caring is caring. It's innate. Integrity is integrity. Character is character. You know, you either have you don't, and all of them are priceless, in my opinion.
Yep,
it's priceless.
I agree with you.
Now, it's interesting because we've covered a lot of these questions. So, what advice would you give to someone who wanted to follow in your footsteps today?
Don't. Don't do that.
Okay.
I know what you meant though.
Mm-hmm.
Find something that you actually enjoy.
Okay.
It's a lot easier
Mm-hmm.
to stay disciplined and be focused if it's something that you believe in.
Definitely.
It becomes more of a task when the work of it increases. And when I say work, like you've seen people who just have, it's almost like the difference between a job and a career.
Definitely. Okay.
If it's your job, you just do it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a career that there's a passion
You love it.
that's involved with it, find something you're passionate about. It'll make the process a lot more tolerable while you're trying to achieve your goals.
Who is someone that you would get really excited to meet, or you got really excited that you've already met? For example, for me, Pharrell Williams.
Okay.
I think he's a genius. But, him and Cherry Hugo, I think both of them are geniuses. For you, is there someone out there that you haven't met that you would really love to meet or really love to interview?
Ooh. You know what? Yes.
Okay.
As a matter of fact,
Okay.
somebody that I have not interviewed,
Yes.
that I've shaken hands with, didn't get a picture with, that I would love to while he's still on this planet is Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
I would love to interview Stevie Wonder.
Nice. Okay.
Like you take the average person without realizing it, they know at least 10 or 15 Stevie songs, whether he wrote them or performed them.
That's correct.
And he's so influential in, he's like some of your favorite artists' favorite artist.
He is. He is.
And when you see how today's top tier artists react when they're in his presence, and it's genuine. They never met him before.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's great music. I don't know nothing about you, but you imagine doing something, creating this thing or these things
Yes.
that resonate with millions of people.
Yeah.
Like, imagine being able to say something or sing something or present something, and people unanimously agree that this is great.
Yeah.
That's a short list.
It is a short list, and everybody, he's been Stevie Wonder since I was a kid. Like he
was Stevie when my mom was a kid.
Yeah, I mean, and then his catalog, and he's still performing. Then what he's been able to do musically and business wise, is phenomenal.
Yep. So that's my answer to your question.
Okay.
I wouldn't even prepare for that.
Okay.
I would fan out.
Yes.
And then ask. I already know one. Stevie, can you sort of see or not see at all?
Okay.
I've never heard anybody ask him that question. And even though it's not our business, I want to know.
Yeah. I mean,
Because you've heard the stories where people say, like, yeah, I bumped into Stevie Wonder on the elevator and he looked up and said hi. And it's like, you joking. It's like, no, he literally.
Yeah, or Jamie Foxx talk about when it got to, Mike Tyson got to Stevie got up, he just started going. He was like, I'm not waiting around for this, So it's
So yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like that's just a question I want to know.
no, absolutely. I love the passion. I love the fandom. I love that. Now, if we begin our last work segment with a questionnaire created by Bernard Pivot, made famous by the late great James Lipton on Inside the Actor Studio.
Okay.
May rest in peace. Mike, what is your favorite word?
That's a great question.
That's cool.
That is my favorite word. Love you.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
there you go.
All right. What is your least favorite word?
These are great. I wish I had these before.
I'm
glad. You making me pivot and think.
Okay.
My least favorite word. Directed at me, probably can't.
Okay. What turns you on?
Opportunity.
What turns you off?
Lying and tardiness.
What sound or noise do you love?
Say that again.
What sound or noise do you love?
See, that's a trick question.
Okay. Okay.
Because my answer to the first thing that popped in my head was silence.
Okay.
But that's neither a sound or a noise. That's the absence of sound and noise. So I guess to answer the question directly, voices from people that I feel comfortable around.
Okay. What sound or noise do you hate?
The flip side of that,
Okay.
voices from people that I don't like as much.
Okay. Makes sense. What is your favorite curse word? You don't have to say it if you don't want to. You can say the F word if you want to, or so your choice.
The one that I use the most or my favorite?
Your favorite.
It might be the F word.
Okay. All right.
I use the S word more than I use the F word, though.
But the F word is your favorite.
It might be.
Okay. What profession other than yours would you like to attempt?
Believe it or not, I got into broadcasting or being comfortable in public because I used to MC shows and concerts, gospel concerts.
Okay.
Megan Ingram and the Ingramettes, I used to bring them on when I was a little kid. And then I got in you know how you do those plays in school?
Yes, I do.
Those plays in school were everything.
Okay.
I always used to say, you know what, I would be a great actor.
Okay.
In my head.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm delusional.
Okay.
I might do acting. Everything else I sort of do. Like I was gonna say, I wouldn't manage talent, but that's basically what I do now.
I'm gonna keep that in mind. What profession other than yours would you not like to attempt?
Not like to. I wouldn't want to be I wouldn't want to be a stunt man at this point in my life.
That's
my
right.
my body wouldn't like
That whole jumping thing. It just seems so much easier when you were younger.
Man, let me tell you, I used to playing football. You fell.
Yeah.
75% of the plays.
You got back up.
I slipped on that ice last week, man. And I laid there. I got up quick. That was the fastest I moved. Getting up.
I'm glad you did it.
But after I got up, I was like, ow. What I mean? It's like.
So when I've hit the ground, it's more like cameo. Ow! That's how it happens for me.
Oh.
And that's why I'm very careful because it's just it was so. I remember I got dropped off over there by the Outback on West Broad. I needed to go to the rent-a-car place.
Yeah,
so I had to
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I had to jump off that little thing. Oh man, you're talking about. I felt like I tore my ACL.
You know what? You get to the point where you're just not built for it anymore.
You're really not. Now, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Good job.
Now, Mr. Street, there's your camera. I give you for 30 seconds. You have the final words of the show. You can open and tell the audience whatever you like to tell them. The floor is yours, sir.
Okay. This one is not about me because you learned a lot about me already. This is about sharing opportunities with other people. It does not take away from your light. If anything, it helps magnify your light. Mr. Dillard allowed me on his platform. A lot of you who are seeing this have never seen or heard of me. And being able to connect to you is my pleasure. I thank you for it. I thank him for connecting us. And if you get the opportunity to do the same thing for somebody else, please do so.
Thank you so much for listening to Inside the Passion of the Professional. If you enjoyed the conversation you just heard, we invite you to click the subscribe button to be alerted when new episodes are available. Thank you to tonight's guest. Inside the Passion of the Professional is a Ron Winston Entertainment production. Your host and executive producer is Ronald Dillard Jr. We thank you so much for listening, and until next time, take care of yourself and each other.